Dawn bathed Strasbourg in a cold, grey light. In the distance, the Angelus rang out over the Alsatian capital, muffled by the mist rising from the meadows. 4 men were leaving the city, heading toward a secluded grove in the Robertsau, a vast marshy plain along the banks of the Illot. Woe of them wore French uniforms. Captain Pierre de Castelnau, a flamboyant and fiery Gascon, and his friend, Lieutenant Athanase Leclerc de Villeneuve, a Burgundian of a more reserved demeanor, but known for his dry, biting wit. The other 2 were officers of the Electorate of Cologne, Captain Franz von Silberschmidt zu Winnenthal, and his friend and second, Captain Gundakar von Schreiber zu Neustadt. Castelnau had challenged Silberschmidt, who had accepted the duel without hesitation. The reasons? A trifling matter, as there were so many. A jostle in a salon, a woman coveted by 2 ardent gazes, a few words exchanged and then misreported. It hardly mattered, in an age when the blood of young noblemen boiled at the slightest slight, and when honor was more often defended at the tip of a sword than in a passing word. The second stepped aside to agree on the duel's terms. It would go to first blood, with no strikes intended to maim or kill. Each man nodded gravely. All 4 burned with the same restrained desire, to prove themselves on a true battlefield. War already called to young romantic spirits, drunk on glory and illusions. The 2 rivals faced each other. The Cologne officer, out of form as much as conviction, offered peace one last time. The Gascon raised his head, let out a hearty laugh, and spat a firm no. They had gone too far. Castelnau wanted to see the Germans' blood flow. They assumed their guard positions. At the signal, they lunged at each other. Their skill was evenly matched. Silberschmidt excelled in precision and measure. Castelnau fought with an instinctive, almost insolent panache. Blades sang through the damp air, and their feet sank slightly into the dew-laden grass. After long minutes of tense exchanges, the German finally spotted an opening. He struck without hesitation, landing a clean thrust to the right flank of the Southerner. The blow was not fatal, but blood spurted. First blood. Castelnau had lost. Villeneuve stepped forward to examine the wound, then shook von Schreiber's hand before exchanging a brief clasp with Silberschmidt himself. Castelnau, pale as death, stared at his opponent with burning contempt. He said nothing, yet deep inside he made a promise. He would have his revenge. This duel would not be the last. They did not yet know how profoundly this encounter would shape their lives. Unexpected friendships, enduring rivalries through wars, alliances and betrayals across 18th century Europe and beyond the stars. Subscribe, leave a comment, like, and share to follow their story and discover their allegiance to the Red Kings. Honor still has many appointments to keep.